slurs on guitar, also known as hammer-ons and pull-offs. What exactly are they? Why are they important? And how do we play them effectively? Let's dive right in. So usually when you're hearing single notes on guitar, you might just hear like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 very distinct notes. A hammer-on occurs when we just pluck the string one time with our right hand. So listen to this. And then the second tone comes from finger 2 landing with strong velocity and accuracy onto the fretboard. So listen again in context. Do you hear that? 1, 2 versus that's just plucking notes individually. Here's a slur or a hammer-on. You hear that, how it's more connected? Dum. So try it out with me. I'm on fret 5, string 1, and I've got finger 1 down. And if you wanted to, you could just play individual notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, just to kind of get used to the spacing of the frets. With the right hand, I am doing I-M alternation. And if you want to do rest stroke, extra points for that. Okay, so here we go. The pattern of the hammer-ons for this first slur exercise is going to go 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4. So with the right hand, I'm going I, M, I, and then it's going to be 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4. Notice how I'm leaving each finger down as I build up. I'm not going 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, like that. We can use them when we're playing chords as well. So if you're looking for a way to kind of make your chords a little more fun, a little more interesting, one strum and then a little hammer on there. I'm actually hammering on to the high G. That one's a little bit tough, but you could do it. Another way you could do it with that C major, this is kind of a cool sound, is finger 1 going down. It might even be easier to hear in the bass. So for instance, and not only that, you can even do 2 fingers at once. So I'm just strumming once with the right hand, and that second tone that you're hearing is happening from the accuracy and velocity of fingers 2 and 3 landing on the fretboard really accurately. Okay, so back to the exercise. 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4. Now, descending slurs or pull-offs are slightly different. Here we are in our position where we've just completed those hammer-ons, and next what we're going to do is 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1. So what we're going to do is actually go into the fretboard and pluck down with the finger. 3, 2, 2, 1. So a lot of people get confused, and I think it's because the term pull off sort of makes you think lift off like that. But listen to the difference. Here, if I'm lifting my finger off the string, listen to how weak that is. And it's still there. You can still tell it's a little bit of a connected note, but it's not nearly as strong and impactful as, right? It's very weak compared to in and down, in and down, in and down. And I'm really plucking pretty hard with my left hand fingers, not my right hand, but with my left hand fingers, just to overemphasize that. If you're having trouble landing your fingers at all on this fretboard, make sure that the hand isn't way out to the side. We want to keep that hand nice and even close to the fretboard because we need to accurately land right on top of the string. So if we're really far, look how far pinky has to travel. It's going to be really hard to be accurate, and it's going to take a long time for it to get there. So just make sure, start as though we were doing maybe our spider exercise again. Just start in that shape, and then so one more thing about pull-offs, and this is one of the most important factors when it comes to having a really strong, really sturdy, and really good sounding pull-off. So this is all about stability. And I got this from Julio Sagreras. He talks about this all the time. The true strength of the pull-off doesn't just come from the finger that's doing the pluck, but rather it comes from the destination finger being really firmly locked down onto the fretboard. Let's say, for instance, I'm doing a 3-2 pull-off, and while I do it, yes, finger 3 needs to come into the guitar and down, really a nice sturdy pluck. However, finger 2 really needs to be firmly down onto the fretboard. Otherwise, you're going to get that string slip where the string actually goes below the neck of the guitar. So just make sure that when you're doing these pull-offs, you're shifting the weight of each finger down onto the fretboard. It's not just about the finger that's performing the pull-off, but rather you really need to have the destination finger down. It needs to already be down on the fretboard before you pluck with your right hand, and it needs to be very sturdy, like roots into the ground. As you get really good and comfortable with these, you'll be able to sort of feel the weight shift finger to finger as you progress down. So let's check out pull-offs in a chord context, similar to what I was doing last time, where I had a C major chord down. The first time what I did is I just played C, and I was adding pinky down as a hammer-on. With a pull-off, let's say for instance, the finger is already down on the string, so I'm adding that G onto the C major. And then what I'm doing is going in and down, actually plucking. So I strum once with the right hand, and then I'm just plucking in and down with that pinky. That's how you would add a pull-off onto your strum. You can do a lot with hammer-ons and pull-offs on these chords. That was just one example. So if you want to do hammer-ons, for instance, you'll take the chord shape that you already know, but maybe you just start by removing one of the fingers that belongs in the chord, and you're going to hammer that finger down. So I've got an A minor chord shape down, and then what I'm going to do is just lift up finger 1 to start. I strum once, and then that second tone that you hear just comes from the velocity of my index finger landing onto that string 2 fret 1. You could do it with finger 2 as well. That's a pretty cool sound. You could do it with finger 3. With pull-offs, we can do almost the same thing, but in this context, we might want to start with a finger that doesn't belong with the chord. So maybe I'm on this A minor chord, and instead what I'm going to do is add a D. I'm going to add a D, and listen to this. Or G. So again, I'm just going to strum once with my right hand. I'm going to already have the finger that kind of doesn't belong in the standard chord shape down. And that's how you spice up your chords and make them a little bit more interesting. You can also do it with fingers that do belong in the chord. You know, you can remove one. So again, for instance, here's that A minor chord. So just have fun with this. Start exploring what you can do. D major is one of the absolute classics for this. There's a million songs out there that start with a G down with pinky. You strum once and then go in and down with that pinky to go from G to that F sharp with finger 2. Or you have a hammer-on. Up, down. So as you can see, the possibilities are endless. It's really, really fun to explore every chord you already know and just try adding fingers. If you don't know a ton about music theory or anything like that, no problem at all. So just start with a chord you already know and then just try adding or removing a finger that belongs in the chord. That's a great place to start. Or you can add just a finger to anywhere you want and see if it sounds good. The world is yours to explore with the guitar. Don't worry too much about the theory. What chord is this that I'm actually playing yet? Just have fun with it and try to get these slurs in. The secret behind slurs, again, especially the pull-offs, thinking about the destination finger being the finger that really needs to be down, super strong, super sturdy on the fretboard, And I've got a series of great slur exercises that we're going to get to next. It's going to build up hand strength, endurance, and just make sure that your slurs are locked in really, really strong. Let's get to it.